Welcome back to more Duel Links. So, we're back at the Duelist Kingdom event here. I forgot when this was. I think it was like December or something. The point is that we're back to, well, another duel. Now it's how we're playing Ice Barrier Colin versus Orcus Playmaker and I. So, okay, so, three videos ago and 4 videos ago, I made a, introduced, ice barriers as an archetype that I've been using for a long time. Well, turns out that, as I said on those videos, that, well, I did not intend for that to be the first video for Ice Barrier because I kind of forgot that it was meant to be the introduction. So this is now the true introduction to Ice Barriers. You'll see why in a second. Now, some may say, okay, why am I playing Colin with Ice Barriers? Why am I playing Shark with Ice Barriers? Because, it makes a lot more sense. Because, he has skill to deal with waters. Change to level 4 so that not only can I, synchro summon with Ice Bears, but also XC summon. Or just, have, Coral Anemone and then XC summon or whatever. Okay, well, you'll see why in a second. Now, for those who know, you know. But, for those who don't know, and believe it or not, when I first heard about it when Colin became available, that I was surprised. I didn't think that was actually going to be relevant anytime ever, but now that it became relevant, well, I'm just surprised that this is a thing. Wait for it. This. Yeah, Colin has voice lines for Trishula. I just find that weird. Now, I know why that's the case. He actually uses it in the 5D's manga. I didn't know that. Yeah, I just find it weird that it uses, of all cards, Trish in the 5D's manga. Now, I just find it also weird that, he just has Trishula. He doesn't have the other Ice Barriers. And, granted, I have not read the 5D's manga. I've never read any Yu-Gi-Oh manga, actually. But I just find it weird that he uses a card of a specific archetype, but just the one. Just find it kind of weird. Now I'm curious to see how he got to summon Trishula, of all things, with the, infirmities. Weird. But yeah, I just find that interesting. So, just because of Colin having a voice line, I'm using Ice Barriers with him. It's kind of like that time I used Thunder Dragons with Tristan, because he had a voice line for Thunder Dragon. But I haven't used them since. I don't think did I ever showcase a duel with that deck? Maybe. I could probably check, but for right now, it's funny where, yes, I did. Okay, so, yeah, it's weird that because he has a voice line that I'm using the entire deck with it. So, yeah, just by the way, I have used that. It's, set 20 Duel 2, of the series. So, it's a while ago. But, point is that, what I want to say with Ice Barrier is that Ice Barrier at the time was well known for not being a good deck, but then it got support, made him slightly playable. And actually recently, that Ice Barrier did got some, not exactly Ice Barrier that got it, it just so happened to, be associated with Ice Barrier. Well, it itself is not an Ice Barrier. It's a new, Ice Barrier dragon, a new Synchro dragon, but it's actually, I don't remember why it's not called an Ice Barrier, but it's a retrain of one. But point is that it can be used with Ice Barrier. So yeah, I just find it interesting that I've heard that Ice Barriers actually can be okay now, can actually be playable in OCG. So I just find it interesting that a deck that has a lot of really good artwork, but terrible otherwise, is actually good. I know you've had a lot of decks that have good artworks but are actually good. I mean, take Exorcista for example. But, this is a similar case, really. But yeah, that's what I want to say about Ice Barrier, that Colin's the voice for Trishula of all things, and yeah. It's kind of funny that, the Playmaker over here is doing lots of, Orcus combos just to go do his Deco Talker. But, guess what? He can't do crud with his Orcus combo. He doesn't have anything to deal against, big number. But yeah, but then again, I'm kind of like that too. I do have decks that just can't work against big number. It just has a lot of combos, but doesn't have a payoff to said combo. like, you just have to worry about, like, outside, like, generic, like, spell traps and stuff. And just generic stuff to deal with the actual, big number. But your main deck can't do crud. Or at least, like, the luck you have with what you have is just not good. By the way, kind of weird to see an Ice Barrier token, being used attackable, being used attack, and just kind of weird. Using an Ice Barrier token to attack. But, hey, if I could, I could. Here it is. I mean, could I have, saved the token for later? Yeah, but I wanted to make sure that just in case Tristan dies, and I still have some sort of protection, because you'll never know with Orcus. But yeah, and speaking of outside help, here's Legionnaire alt artwork, and here I am with, Book of Moon. Remember, Book of Moon does not negate this, Levianeer's effect. So yeah, it doesn't negate it, but it does stall out a bit. Exactly, this is like what I mean, like, wanting to use a token, like, just in case stuff happens, even though it didn't really matter at the end. But yeah, that's what I wanted to show. Like, again, it's another water deck. I mean, I love water decks. Like, there's a lot of, like, decks that are water-themed. I said this many times by now in Master Duel videos. I just love water decks. I don't know why. Like, once I say water decks, I just have some, like, some affinity with the attribute. I'm an ice person, so obviously, like, water in general is something I'm a fan of. But granted, I don't only play water decks. I just really like them, and I do and generally intend to make water decks work, both in this game and in Master Duel. But I use other things too. I just prefer water. That's why you tend to see me playing a lot of Deep Sea Diva and stuff. Try to play Coral Anemone and stuff, like places where she wouldn't belong otherwise. But just happen to work because she can also summon a water monster, like from Grave. But even though you can't really pull a Link 3 out of that because there's really nothing, no Link 3 or 4 aside from a Marinsa support that you can actually do with it. But I'm just saying. But at least with this game, I could probably use that with Shark. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much it for this video's true introduction to Ice Barrier. So, yeah, I guess I'll say see you guys later for next Duel Links video. I got nothing more to say, so bye.
I lose. This is a sign that I can't give up. It's time for me to stand up and duel for what's right.